All right, folks. So I want to talk about DNA. I want to talk about our DNA, right? And the reason why I want to talk about DNA is because the reality is this: your DNA. Scientists have studied. There's research, empirical data, scientific data that has been proven that we only use about 1.5, depending on your source, 2% of our DNA. It could be 1.5, 2%. The max I've seen is about 3% of DNA. So that means 98, 97% of our DNA is not being used. I put videos up before where I discussed this in a little bit. I talked about this to some extent. And the DNA that's not being used, they call it junk DNA. Now, here's what I want to tell you, folks. Excuse me a second, I got a little allergies. Here's what I want to tell y'all. This is a lot of this is purely speculative. A lot of this is surmising, hypothesizing, my research. And let me tell you this. This is what again, this is opinionated. A lot of it's opinions. So don't bite my head off. What I believe is this: the 98 or 97% of DNA that's not being used is not junk DNA. Just because you call something junk doesn't make it junk. You're labeling it junk does not make it necessarily junk. I believe in God. I'm a creationist. I believe in creationism. Uh, I believe in evolution, but not in the traditional sense of what of the scientific definition of evolution. We evolve from monkeys or whatever. I don't believe in that. I believe in evolution, that we do evolve, but not from one species to another species. That's trans, like, speciesism, if that's a term. I don't believe in that. But I say that to say this, right? Nothing in evolution, nothing in science has been made. Nothing is made for no purpose. Not everything serves a purpose, right? It's like the hermetic principle of vibration, stating that nothing is ever still. Nothing is ever still. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. What we see and we call solid and stillness is just high frequency vibration. That the velocity of the frequency of its vibration and its rate is so high that it creates what we perceive as solidity. But you still have to respect the law of solidity, because you can't put your hand through a wall or walk through a wall. You have to respect the laws of that which is solid. But when you scientifically break things down, you understand nothing is solid. Everything is always moving. It's called the law of vibration. So I say that to say all of this. There's nothing that is made in our universe that doesn't serve some purpose. You might not know the purpose because we are finite, but we have to understand we exist in an infinite universe, and we are the creation of that which is an infinite intelligence, which is God. God's intelligence is infinite, and we are the creation of that. We are the product of that infinite intelligence, but we're limited and finite because we are humans. We are spirit operating in human form. So I say that to say this: junk DNA is not junk. Here's what I believe, right? And again, highly speculative. I think, right, that the 98, 97% of DNA that we're not using, well, first of all, we know what DNA is, right? It's information that's coded. It's coded information. That's all DNA is, the long and short version. I can give you guys a well drawn out, explanatory exposition of what DNA is. I can expose DNA completely. I can break it down, the nucleotides and nucleic acids. Every detail I can break down. The four different bases: ATG, adenine, thymine, cysteine, guanine. I could uracil. I could break these things down. But suffice it to say, DNA is information. That's all it is. Coded information. Now, if you're looking at it from a biological standpoint, you'll say, okay, so the coded information is information on how you and I are supposed to be designed. The hereditary traits that has been passed on from our parents to us. But I say this, right? Hold on one second. I got a bowl of Cheerios. I don't want to get too soggy. So I have to say this, that we got to understand this. In your DNA, that 98% or 97% that they call junk that's not being used, there is a treasure trove of information. But that information, highly speculative, once again, this is what's been coming to me. This has been my inspiration. In that in that DNA that's considered junk, it's information about your gifts, about your talents, about your potentials, about your powers, about your true self. I think that we're accessing the 2-3% of the DNA, and the other 97% that we're not accessing or we're not decoding, that information is not necessarily for our physiology. See, the 3% that they say that we use, that's being used, is to design us, because DNA is what, you know, the cellular machinery, it's called cellular machinery, reads the DNA. It reads the DNA to translate it into an organism. So that 3% or 2 or 1.5% is what's responsible for physiology, biology, your organs, your tissues, cellular repair, mitosis, all of that. But I think the other junk DNA that they call junk DNA, that information is information that has been handed down from our ancestors, right? Our ancestors passed down mysteries. The secrets to the hidden mysteries is in that DNA. Just like your parents passed down your height, your hair color, your eye color, your nose, your lips, everything about us, traits, right? Eye color, hair color, height, weight, all these different things, right? Are hereditary. These are traits. They're called alleles. So your parents pass down alleles, and those alleles express themselves in you. And when they express themselves, they go from alleles to called phenotype. Phenotype is the visible expression of an allele, which is the genetic information passed down from parents. So my thing is this: if parents can pass down physiology, why cannot they pass down other information that's not physiology, right? What information that is I wouldn't say occult, right? But hidden information, right? Information as to what your purpose is, what you're supposed to do here, why you're here, why are you alive in this world, what is your place in this world. Many people don't know their place in this world. Maybe I would dare to venture and say probably 90% of people who are walking the planet have no idea why they're here. They think they're here to make babies, to buy houses, planes, cars, trains, whatever, work, whatever. But many of us don't know why we're here. And I think in this 97%, 98 percentile of DNA that's considered junk lies that information. I think that our ancestors encoded in the DNA our purpose, right? Our magic, our mental prowess, our mental potential, our mental capacity, our psychic abilities. I think all of that is in that 97, 98%. And here's what I further think. Here's what I dare to think, that not all of us only are using 1 to 3% of DNA. I think those who are at the very top echelon, right? Those at the top of the food chain, those who you and I don't have access to, the elites, the aristocrats, the oligarchs, whatever descriptive terms, I can't think of any other right now, but those, I think they have tapped into maybe 4 or 5% of the DNA. I think they're using more than just what the average person has been accounted for. And this is why they are at the very top of the food chain, the upper echelons. I don't believe God would create 100% DNA and only 2-3% is being used. So 98% of our DNA is sitting sitting and stockpiled, archived somewhere inside of us, just archived in a shelf, collecting dust. I don't think so. I think that we are. The information has been handed down. I think the secret science, the encryption, the encode, the cryptology, the study of secrets. I think it's all in there. I think it's in our DNA. And how do we find this information? You're not going to find it in an academic environment. You're not going to find it in an educational institution. You're not going to find it in schools. You're not. It's just not. This is again highly philosophical, and this is highly speculative. This is pure conjecture, right? But I think, and again, this is highly opinionated. I think the way we find it is through meditation, Yeah, dare I say so, yes. I think the way we tap into the information encoded within the junk DNA is for us to access it through meditation. And the reason why I say that, because meditation is what's going to bring you out of this three-dimensional, four-dimensional system that we're in and bring you to the higher dimensions. And in so doing, when you go into these higher dimensions, you're going to access your magnetic field. Your magnetic field is a result of your DNA. It's a result of your heart pulsating. It's a result of the neurons in your brain, right? So your magnetic field is a result of all the vibrational entities in your body, your cells, right? Yeah, so electrolytes are within your body. All of this creates your field. Your DNA is therefore in your field, and in that field is the information, because your DNA is in your field. Your field is in your DNA. It's one and the same, because everything has a vibratory rate. Everything has a vibrational frequency. Everything. So that means your DNA vibrates. Nothing is ever still. So in that vibration, there's a field. In that field, there's information. When you meditate, that information starts to become, what can I say? The information becomes, it's like a flower, it blossoms. So you don't have to search for the information, it's already there. It's inside of your DNA, it's in you. When you start to meditate and you access that window, you access that dimension, those same fields that you're already in, all meditation does is it brings you into a consciousness of it. You start to expand your consciousness. It's like, it's, when I say expanding your consciousness, what I mean is that it's already there. Now you just become aware. That kind of rhymes. It's already there. Now you are aware. You are aware of what's already there. So your information, right? Technology, call it information technology. It's already there. Meditation expands your consciousness and allows you to perceive, conceive, and receive that information. Perceive, conceive, receive, believe, achieve. Don't grieve. Now I'm peeved. I met a girl, she had a bad weave. Now I'm bugging out. but you see my point. So yeah, that's it. So till next time, let me get back to eating my cereal. I'll talk to you later. Peace.